Hey there, cats and kitties. I am the Blues Man, Johnny Blues, and with this video, I'll be discussing my thoughts on episode 9 of the anime series, Toaru Hikuushi no Koiuta. And it's a time of mourning as we enter this episode, 2 days after the full-on battle that we left off in at the previous episode's end. And Nina Viento, Claire Cruz's sort of, figurehead second identity, is overseeing the laying to rest of the trainee pilots who lost their lives in this battle with the Sky Clan. And it's very understandably just a time of sadness and the brink of despair. Some of these characters, the trainee pilots who survived, are brought to. Most notably Chiharu, who blames herself for the loss of Midi, not really knowing, she couldn't peer inside his mind in his last moments when he was wounded and he wanted to sacrifice his life to save hers. But she kind of feels like, I didn't run away, I adhered to my duty, and if I hadn't, maybe he would still be alive right now. And Ariel, as well as their other friends, are basically telling her, that's the wrong way to be thinking about this. I would have even gone the next step forward and said, well, Midi wouldn't want you to be thinking like this. But Ariel does tell her that one of the commanders brought a medal, for them and wanted to thank them, saying this is the only way the armed forces can really thank the efforts that you and your partner pilot put forth for us. You got us that flare firing so we could see where the enemy were and everything like that. And Chiharu's just still really having a hard time of it. Now, this coincides with Kal-El having nightmares. And unfortunately, Claire, as we see, tries to get Ignacio to bring flowers to the memorial. And he can't leave it there because all the other trainees are still there, Kal-El and all their friends. And so he can't leave it behind. And later that night, coinciding with Kal-El's nightmares, Claire sneaks out of her mansion and brings the flowers to the memorial. So it's very interesting that they have a sort of clash. And she wants to get away from him. Now, we already understand that she's realized he is Carl Lahire, but she's still uncertain. She needs to hear the truth from his lips. And, of course, Kal-El has no idea that she is Nina Viento, this figurehead that he associates with his earliest memories of his parents being killed, the royalty in the uprising and everything like that, the rebellion, if you will, against this, what was seemingly a monarchy where there were families who were poor and genuinely suffering. And it's hard to understand the mechanics of a governmental, outlying like that. But for whatever reason, the people did have a revolt, and it cost, Kal-El, Carl's family, their lives. It was only by this stretch of, as Ariel has to remind Kal-El, her father, one of the guards, taking him in rather than seeing him put to death as well, that led him to this life that he now has, where he can actually still find things to enjoy and the happiness that he has. But of course, the culmination comes when he's expressing his love for Claire and how much he doesn't want to lose her when she's telling him, I have to go, I can't be a part of this anymore. And finally she comes right out and asks him, are you Carl Lahire? And then he suddenly has the realization. He's looking at her, he's remembering that memory of looking up at Nina Viento as a child when he was down on his knees. And there she is. There she is standing in front of him. Claire Cruz is Nina Viento, this not only figurehead of this new, sort of democratic government body, but the voice of the revolution that took his parents. And the one, it was her face, her eyes that he put the blame on. So all of this just comes, crashing down on him in that moment. She takes off, and he is just, forget it. He's locked in his room. He's not coming out from that point on. Ariel pleads with him, tells him, brings him down this memory lane of how her father took him in and the life that he has now and all this stuff. And everyone's asking her, should she be up and around? She was wounded, nearly dead, but her wounds are healing. She wants to get out of the hospital for, more severe wounds and stuff like that. People are still fighting. There are still bombardments happening during the nighttime. And very shockingly, it is Ignacio who comes walking in out of the blue, kicks Kal-El's door down, and is like to Ariel, no matter what happens from here on out, don't get in my way. Don't stop me. Something's got to be done here. And all the rest of their friends are like, should we be letting him take Kal-El? What's going on? He's wearing a soldier's uniform and everything like that. He ends up bringing Kal-El out to the water, throws him in the water, kicks him in the face, and that is where we leave off. Massive cliffhanger. I was so peeved that we didn't have any words exchanged as yet. We're going to be picking up in the next episode just epically with this confrontation, the second tantamount confrontation in this series, second only to the one between Claire and Kal-El, finally both realizing who they really are, Carl here and Nina Viento. And it's a tragedy set to unfold, but it could be a wonder set to unfold, as Isla is still going headlong toward the end of the sky, this mystery and what it holds, and I can't wait to see how it all unfolds from here. So yeah, that'll be pretty much it for me on this. I hope this video finds you well, and I'll catch you all later. Peace.